Welcome everyone for another video, and this time we have Guileless in EU playing his signature pick Feng Mao. And as usual, we're gonna cover the build. So here it's a Feng Mao offlane, and so we're gonna start with the hamstring, then the ripping dash, then the safeguard, and then we start maxing the hamstring. To be fair, the level 2 and level 3 kind of depend on what's happening at that moment in the offlane, so we're gonna see why we got the ripping dash second. And then we get abilities priority. Of course, we max the ultimates, earth shatter, then the hamstring, then the ripping dash, and then the safeguard. In terms of itemization, as we can see here in terms of crest, we have decided to opt for the judgment over the next. Judgment is slightly less damage, but more consistent damage with a little bit of sustain. And then first item is Man Razor to kind of help with the clear. And then we have Infernum for like more damage. Then Tainted Trident, one of the new item from the 6 item patch that are the new anti-heal for Assassin. And then we got for the Penumbra, another new item that allow you once you get a kill to reset your cooldown. And so to be able to chain, which kind of offer Feng Mao the possibility to go for the ripping dash into ult and then get the ripping dash pretty fast immediately after, which kind of limit the window that he can get punished. Let's jump into the match. Guileless on Feng Mao for a very long time, an OTP Feng Mao. People will still consider him an OTP Feng Mao, so we're gonna see how it works here against the Grux in the lane. Grux is supposed to be able to dominate that lane, but we have to be careful as the Grux about getting the auto attack into himself. And here, as you can see, most of the time people try to play around the auto attack because as soon as the Feng Mao go for the auto attack and the last hit on the minion, that means doesn't have his passive up to punish you. And here, I don't know if you realize what Guileless has did, but it was a very nice thing. Capo decided to step up on the timing that Guileless was going to go for the last hit on the minion. So what did Guileless do? He did still the auto attack on Capo, but got the last hit with the hamstring. And you can see if you do that, you win a lot of trade. And here he's going immediately super aggressive onto that Grux. That Grux is forced to flash immediately, and that's gonna be already a pretty huge trade. So here you take advantage of the level 2 transition. Good poke damage, and so it's all about this little thing. Here he has to be careful though because he gonna get the level 2 and he decide to dive. Very good reaction by Capo. Overall, I feel here Guileless should have paid attention that the minion that was at a slither of HP was going to give the level 2. And I can hear probably the mind of Guileless saying oh, he's so lucky that he leveled up, but to be fair here, he was going to level up as soon as there is a slither of damage on the minion, so it wasn't a dive timing. And Capo reacted well with the level up. He got the crush, and then he CC Guileless under tower, and all the advantage that he built up, it's still a little bit there, but should have been the first blood for himself if he played that slower. And unfortunately here he get punished. He tried to go faster, but he was going to get the level 2 for that situation, and you need to be able to see that. The advantage though is that now he can freeze fully the lane because the opponent Grux needs to still go back to base. He doesn't have any flash, and he was kind of low with no potion, so there is no way he can stay. And so here we can still deny a full wave of experience. And that's what Guileless is gonna do. Still, there is still a lot of range minion. So we have to be careful about that. We're going to use the safeguard to get a little bit of a shield. And now we got the Grux that is back, but here we're going to try to trim down a little bit that wave because the number of range minion was too much. So if the Grux decided to step up and force an engagement, Guileless was in no position to be able to fight back, and the wave would have crashed nonetheless. So when you're in that situation, you want to try to trim the wave a little bit, to the point that it's not impossible for you to fight and keep the freeze. Here we have kill slow that is coming, so we're gonna deny the enemy cannon, and that's very well played. Unfortunately, we trimmed the wave a little bit too much, which means it's going to bounce back. It's not gonna keep the freeze going. This is where I feel like Guileless should have keep a little bit more range up, not as much as he should have trimmed before the Grux come back, so then he got enough, so then the Grux doesn't feel confident to step up. And now the Grux is gonna try to clear everything nonetheless when it was bouncing back. So I'm not like a big fan of that for the Grox, but here we're gonna go for a little bit of trade. We decided to dash in. We have to be careful though, because like a Grox eats a lot of damage. And as you can see here, they're going, the Crush is coming back. We're gonna try to go for the TP. Double Pain is still up, and that's gonna be like Capo winning that trade. A trade when we had like the wave that is very close to our tower. I feel like here Guileless was going a little bit too aggressive. The Grux already had the Spell Slasher finished thanks to the First Blood, so that in terms of itemization he was ahead. Yeah. Questionable. Start is not going well. The Grux is already like 2-0. Feng Mao needs to not fall too far behind. Here we do have Barbaric Cleaver, so we're like looking at Mind Razor first item. I guess the idea is to be able like to farm fast, but that means that also like in those fighting moments, like you spend a lot of gold for not a lot of value, because like the AoE aspect is not really useful. Here we're gonna go aggressive, but Capo is like fighting into a full minion wave, so as you can see here, he's gonna lose pretty hard this trade. And this time we're gonna like secure the kill. So, well played by Guileless, getting like a kill back. Capo not realizing, like maybe like overestimating his strengths, but still like you might be like 2-0 up, you're still like only level 5, and that was like a full minion wave that you fight into. Like true, you're a Grux, is a Feng Mao, so you're winning those trade, but still like you have to respect the fact that there is like a full minion wave here. And that's what Capo didn't do, and so now like Guileless got captured a shutdown for himself, and that should like help him to come back a little bit into that match. So here we're taking it slow, like the wave is bouncing back, we don't really want to expose ourselves. We get the level 6. So we're gonna like try to go for that to maybe get a little bit of aggression. At least we force like the Grux to use the smash and grab onto the wave, which means that the wave is gonna get like push pretty hard. And here we have the rotation from Keelslow, so we're gonna be aggressive on it, trying to take advantage of the gank of the jungler. We have to be careful though, because we're low on HP. And that's gonna be like the kill. Here Capo is still like 1 HP and Keelslow is gonna secure it. It's a Grux level 6, so we always have to be careful. The Grux was pretty strong. And so we ended up trading like 1-for-1, which is not ideal, to be honest. That's something that we should have been careful about. I feel like here we should like, digression is good, but then we probably need to space out a little bit better. So then we just like let a little bit like the aura deal the damage, and we need to have the aura on one side and the Feng Mao on the other side. So you cannot use Crush on both character, you cannot use Smash and Grab on both character on the side of the Grux, you cannot use Double Pain on both character. And then like you just use like the Earth Shatter at range to secure the kill from a distance, and that's not what has been done here. I feel like this old game could have played like slightly better. The engage was very good, taking advantage of the timing of the rotation of the aura, but then afterwards the fight was a little bit like not as clean. Here we do have Jax that is trying to solo the mini prime by himself while the rest of his team is doing the Feng Tooth, so he's just gonna get ult, forced like to jump away, forced to flash away. We're gonna try to get like the chase, but that means we take the rock into the face, which means that the howitzer can chase that, and in the end it's gonna secure the kill onto Jax. So a little bit of a questionable play once again. And here the Grux like has gone for the rotation for the Feng Tooth, so he's gonna like come back on time. Here he's gonna like step up, but this cancel is so bad. Like now he's forced to use the wall as challenge, we get like a very good poke, and now Guileless can stay, and this Grux is getting like very close to the range of Ripping Dash, Hamstring ultimate. So here we're gonna get like the ward, and we're gonna like stay around, apply like a little bit of pressure, forcing to clear that wave pretty fast. Capo is staying, and here like Capo like kinda create his own grave. Like here we're waiting for the Hamstring to be back. Oh, he used the dash, so now we can like fully dive him. He has nothing to cancel that, and he's just dead. That's horrible play by Capo de Capi here. First, like the cancel on Guileless was very bad. He took like a lot of damage when there was like... Guileless was offering like a freeze to Capo. So Capo should just take the freeze and that's it. And then overall, like he should never use the Crush to be able like to... in that situation, because that means you use Smash and Grab and Crush, which means that Guileless now is completely free to dive him with absolutely no risk. because he doesn't have any CC anymore because all the abilities has been used. And so Guileless is just gonna take advantage of that and he Capo de Capi get killed. So that's something. Sometimes your opponent does like dumb things, very bad mistake. Well, you need to be able to realize them and punish them. So now we're gonna take advantage of the fact that we got like a pretty fast crash and we're gonna rotate to create some pressure somewhere else on the map. We're gonna secure the kill onto the rampage. Here we're looking at maybe something else. We're gonna try to go onto Neft. Neft is gonna end up dying, and now we go immediately back to left side. So that's the thing. When you're offlane, you can have like some windows to be able to rotate, but you need to do those rotation like pretty fast. As you can see, stay for 2 kill and immediately comes back. It doesn't overstay to be able to rotate, and even that way, I think the tower is gonna end up falling. So this is where it's like a little bit tough, and here we're gonna like fight a little bit. We're starting to be like kind of pretty strong, as you can see, and here Capo de Capi not realizing. He has gone for augmentation first. I feel like augmentation first is not really like an ideal item on Grux. Like here, if you want some health because you're like kind of scared of the damage, you should go Bonzo. Much better, much more consistent damage. You stick to the Feng Mao. You get a lot of health to be able to survive his damage, while the augmentation, like, you don't get that much damage, to be fair, from it, so it's a little bit questionable. But here, like, Capo de Capi once again making a mistake, Guileless punishing it, and so now we're gonna get like probably the tower back for himself. So this is also a thing like I wanted to note, like you're 0-2 at the beginning of the match against a Grux, one of the bigger land bully in the game. And I've seen like many people that would just like, okay, I'm 0-2 against Grux, like I'm just gonna leave this match, I'm gonna AFK because this game is gone. And you can see here, Guileless like just keep playing. Capo de Capi like sometime made some mistake, that's true, but to be fair, currently nobody is playing this game perfectly, like people are still like learning a lot, and so mistakes are going to happen. Then it's on you to try to like take advantage of them while limiting your own mistake, and then you come back into the match. You can see now like Guileless is 5-3-2, already having like a pretty good impact on the map, he's a Feng Mao that is scaling like much better than the Grux, which means later it will be like even more useful than this Grux. So this is also something I wanted to showcase with that game, is like don't throw the towel too fast. So here we're looking at maybe like fighting a little bit, but we don't want to go too aggressive, and here we use the dash. I think that's a big mistake on Guileless. You use the dash against Grux, which means that the Grux can simply like press R and then you're dead. Like Grux is this character that if you're a physical damage character or a character that uses physical power for its scaling, like World's Challenge is too much to deal with because it's stealing you physical power to give physical power to him. So it's a little bit like the crunch. Like as a crunch, you cannot dash into a Grux. If you do that, the Grux is just gonna press ultimate and you're dead. But you can keep harassing him by like poking, like going there, and you keep your dash to disengage every time you press R. Here, Guileless don't respect the fundamental of that like matchup and get punished for it. It was very, very close though still, but in a sense, I feel like you don't need to risk it at all. Like if you just like played normally with like just poking and disengaging, applying the Infernum, like it would have killed Capo de Capi like next engagement. Like it didn't need to full on commit on that one, and it ended up costing his life. So here we have the aura that was around. We're looking at poking a little bit. Smash and grab has been used. Now we're just like baiting for the aura to come back, and now we're gonna let the aura like do the thing because he knows that the Grux doesn't have flash, doesn't have blink, so we're just gonna secure that kill. Here it was like fine to kind of trade a big portion of his life for that situation to kind of bait Capo de Capi into the fight, and that works out wonderfully, and that's gonna secure also like the mini prime for themselves. And this mini prime is gonna be offered to Feng Mao. I think Feng Mao secured it with the Infernum, if I'm not mistaken, because at 9 HP I didn't see like any attack, and there was like the take damage from the hunt most likely, so that means it was like kind of lucky that it ended up on Guileless. And here we're gonna secure the Cyan buff. Gonna try to push one more wave. Here we see we're 2 level up, so we're not scared. We're gonna go like for pretty heavy damage. kind of make Capo de Capi like uncomfortable to stay, and so now we can like pressure the tier 2 tower if we want, and we go for the Reaping Dash into Earthshatter, and that's gonna be a kill. Jax was here to defend the wave. And now we're going to look at maybe a rotation towards mid lane to take like advantage of this mini prime buff to maybe apply some pressure on the tower. We arrive at the timing that minions are here, so we can like pressure quite aggressively and the tower should fall without any issue. So that's something I should be looking for when you have the mini prime, is which tower can I try to take. And here they keep like the pressure going. You can see like Guileless is staying like in range of the minion to be sure that this Cosmic Rift is not enough to kill them, and so now like they can apply a lot of damage on that tier 2 tower. They do have to disengage here because Jax is going like very aggressive. Guileless is not super healthy on mana, so they can't really like fully fight that, and so that's gonna be like the disengage, so they don't overcommit, which is correct because otherwise probably some people would have died. And like getting this tier 2 tower, but for losing like 2 or 3 people wasn't really worth it. Like the damage is already good enough. That's something that we can go fetch in the future. And so you can see we're like 43 CS ahead on like Capo de Capi, despite like the early game that Capo de Capi has gone. And so I guess like that's maybe like one of the idea of this Mind Razor first, is that we're looking at farming super fast, super efficiently. We can also like clear some jungle, and true, that puts you like slightly behind early on because like Barbaric Cleaver and Mind Razor by himself is not a super efficient item when you compare of like the damage other item can bring you. But that helps you like farm quite fast, and if you farm quite fast, that means that you get your second item faster, third item faster, fourth item faster, and so at some point like you start to get like ahead of the curve. As you can see, you're already like 2 level up on Guileless. Here we get like a little bit of aggression from Capo de Capi. We try like to trade back. We see that people were coming here, so we're just gonna reset and not gonna overstay our welcome. On the way out, we're just gonna try to steal like the 5 camp. Here we have like Capo trying to be aggressive. You can see already like 3 level up. And here we're just gonna walk away. Like we force Jax to be like around. We force Capo to lose time and farm. Like we're actually like doing wonderfully here on that Feng Mao, despite the like tough start and also like a few like mistake that has been like shown by Guileless in taking some of those trades. But that's like this thing that is super complicated when it comes to offlane. It's like in offlane you kind of have to commit for the fight that you go for. And sometimes like you're very close and you don't read it perfectly. Here Capo still like he's 2 level down against a Feng Mao that already now have the anti-heal, that is super far ahead because he has like 50% more CS. I am not really sure why Capo is still like stepping forward. And now like we have the Guileless special that is gonna be at your inhibitor for 20 minutes. Because like he's very good at winning those 1v1 and understanding those situations. And so here we're just gonna get the tier 2 tower, waiting for the next wave, and thanks to the Mind Razor like we push the wave super fast, so this wave is dying like in 1 second, and then we can like probably look at something else. And it's pretty safe to do all of that because he was watching the minimap, and on the minimap you see that a lot of people were on the other side of the map. Unfortunately for his team, his team doesn't manage to win the 4v4, and they do lose the Fengtus. But now they're gonna go immediately for the R Prime. So pretty nice call, to be fair. As you can see, like nobody on the side of the Dawn team is like even imagining that could be the case. And we have aura damage, we have the Feng Mao damage, we do have the healing from the Narbash. So we're doing a lot of damage here. Finally, the enemy team is starting to realize that, and they're going to try to come, but it's gonna be like pretty tough. Capo de Capi is the first one to be here, and he's not gonna be there on time. We try to go in with the Gideon, we try to go in also with the Crux, but it's not gonna be enough. And now we're gonna secure 1 kill. We're gonna chase, we're gonna try to go onto that Muriel. This Muriel is gonna go poof, and here we're gonna keep like the chase going, trying to secure Neft, but Guileless doesn't have any mana, and so he got like 1 auto attack, getting a lot of damage into his face. Has to be careful, I'm not really sure, trying to get like into Neft, and we're gonna end up dying. I feel like that was unnecessary. We tried to make the play. The unfortunate thing is like we don't have enough mana to play that, so I think we need to just like wait for the R Prime region. Neft by himself with the Rampage, like he is he cannot never step up under like an inhibitor or he's dead. Rampage is not good enough for peeling. So that means that like Nev could have been killed like in the future once you get like enough mana to play Death for that. So in the end, like Guileless kind of offering his life once again. A little bit of a questionable decision, maybe getting a little bit too much in the heat of the moment and gonna end up like losing his life for it, and probably the opportunity to be able to close the game on the spot, to be fair. Still, we secure 2 inhibitor for the Dusk team, so they're like a pretty sizable like good lead like overall. And here we see like we're level 15, Capo de Capi is level 12, so 3 level down. That's a humongous difference on the offlane. Here we're looking at maybe like catching him, but he's already like out. So we're gonna keep like the wave pushed as much as we can, and probably then we're gonna look for the rotation towards like this Feng Tooth. We're looking at maybe like fishing something. Ooh, Capo is here, so we go immediately on him. As we can see, taking advantage of the fact that we're 3 level up, but it's still like a Grux, so we have to be careful, but in the end it's enough damage. So Guileless winning the 1v1. To be honest, I still like don't really know why Capo is still like looking at fighting this 1v1 all the times. Probably can just try to look at staying alive, and now we have like the Guileless special that is going to go for the split push, trying to secure the core. Airtoka cannot like really come back, Killslow is gonna join, and that's gonna be GG. So overall, like this match, I think it was interesting to show like that even if you have like a horrible start, you shouldn't like completely lose face. You should keep playing the match because you can maybe make some comeback and take advantage of like your enemy mistake while keep playing your game, and in the end it's gonna work out pretty nicely. So I hope you enjoyed that match. I will see you in the next one.